I'd, for one, welcome a brown iPhone 18 Pro, but only on one condition. Commentary. If Apple steals this Motorola Razr design feature, I think a brown iPhone might be lovely and not look like excrement. The iPhone 17 Pro debut feels like it was yesterday. It was actually 2 months ago. Yet we already have speculations about the iPhone 18 Pro, the most significant of which is the colors it might come in. After the 17 Pro launched in cosmic orange, deep blue, and silver, scuttlebutt indicates Apple could offer the iPhone 18 Pro in a startlingly different trio of hues: purple, burgundy, and coffee. Yep, you may be rocking a brown iPhone in 2026, and while I can envision a lot of people not selecting for a possibly poop-colored phone, I'm for it only with one condition. The iPhone 17 Pro boasts a new aluminum unibody design, a change-up from the titanium frames of previous Pro models. Instead of a glass back, there's a rectangle panel built from Apple's ceramic shield, a material used on the iPhone's display since 2020. Visualizing a coffee-colored anodized coating and coffee-tinted ceramic glass might not be easy, so I got help. Yes, it resembles coffee ice cream or a latte. Definitely not as exciting as a Cosmos Orange iPhone 17 Pro, and not as May as the titanium iPhone 16 Pro. Tung also designed a version with the Apple phone in chocolate brown. This clearly takes the iPhone into poop emoji color territory, but I'm also getting some strong LG chocolate vibes. German said, "We were anxious to find out precisely what type of chocolate the chocolate actually is. Is it Hershey's or Godiva? The solution seems to lay somewhere in between. By all means, it's beautiful." So here's my condition. What if Apple were to mix up its glass and metal materials mixture and take a page out of Motorola's book? Over the past few years, Motorola has introduced phones manufactured with materials such as vegan leather, wood, and Alcantara cloth. The varied materials, especially on Motorola Razr variants, add to its appeal. There is a wide array of colors and textures that make the Razr comfortable to grip and satisfying to touch compared to the frigid metal and glass on rival phones. Another advantage: fabric doesn't crack when you drop it. So what if Apple's iPhone 18 Pro had a light brown or coffee-toned vegan leather back? I could even picture them replacing the ceramic shield cutout on the rear of the 17 Pro with a similarly shaped cutout made of vegan leather. It would be like the iPhone had its own built-in case. The contrast between the light brown imitation leather and the aluminum body would make it visually jump. It would surely relieve any concerns consumers had about the iPhone 17 Pro being prone to scratches. It would offer a warmth to an Apple product that has been lacking throughout the years. More crucially, an iPhone 18 Pro with a coffee-colored vegan leather back may be a means to build a brown iPhone that doesn't make people think of excrement. Apple went all in on the Pro angle with the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max, making the models bigger and heavier than their predecessors. Now, one leaker thinks the same issue will happen against next year with the iPhone 18 Pro Max. Leak suggests iPhone 18 Pro Max will be heaviest iPhone ever this fall's iPhone 17 lineup, put ultra-thin against ultra-thick. With sales of the ultra-thin iPhone Air underperforming, and iPhone 17 Pro variants selling incredibly well, thick has definitely won out. And Apple, it seems, plans to lean harder into what people desire. Leaker Instant Digital has just posted on Weibo about the iPhone 18 Pro Max, and he thinks it will be considerably thicker and heavier than the 17 Pro Max. Specifically, the report indicates iPhone 18 Pro Max will weigh over 240 grams, making it the heaviest iPhone ever. For contrast, iPhone 17 Pro Max weighs 233 grams, and iPhone 16 Pro Max weighs 227 grams. The latest heaviest was iPhone 14 Pro Max at 240 grams, but it sounds like next year's model would exceed even that. Why the increased weight? Instant Digital says the model will get somewhat thicker than its predecessor. Perhaps, like it did this year, Apple wants to add an even bigger battery. Personally, I'm a very satisfied iPhone Air owner. While I'm delighted the thick Pro model iPhones exist for folks who need extra battery, the prospect of an iPhone 18 Pro Max that's much heavier than the iPhone 14 Pro Max is not at all intriguing to me. That said, sales data clearly reveal that I'm in the minority. Lots of people want the biggest, longest-lasting iPhone available, and it's a sensible step for Apple to give that. Not only that, but several assembly facilities reported that they have already entered the stocking state, so they may transport parts of the iPhone Fold to manufacturing plants anytime Apple provides a go-ahead. Besides the iPhone Fold, Apple is likely to introduce the next generation of its Pro iPhone models, with the iPhone 18 Pro and iPhone 18 Pro Max set to ship in September 2026. According to prior speculations, the iPhone Fold is likely to bring a huge upheaval to Apple's iPhone release timetable, with the company slated to launch the base iPhone 18, iPhone Air 2, and iPhone 18e in the first half of 2027. Reports indicate the iPhone Fold will include a 5.5-inch cover screen and a 7.8-inch foldable display. Most notably, Apple is likely to fully erase the seam in the middle of the inside display, making the product stand apart from the competition. The iPhone is also rumored to contain Apple's A20 Pro CPU, which should leverage TSMC's new 2nm manufacturing process. Besides that, all iPhone 18 variants are rumored to contain 12 GB of RAM, including the iPhone Fold. In addition to these rumors, Apple might add a large battery to the iPhone Fold, while yet preserving the form factor of two iPhone Airs stacked up. Apple could adopt silicon-carbon batteries, which could enable the business improve the total battery capacity of the iPhone. Finally, there's also a claim saying Apple would employ a 24-megapixels under-display camera for the iPhone Fold. However, this appears doubtful since it may affect the camera quality, as witnessed on the Samsung Z Fold range, forcing the firm to revert to a hole-punched setup. It's the cameras where we've seen the most iPhone 18 rumors. According to ET News, the Pro models will feature variable aperture, allowing photographers to regulate the amount of light entering the lens. Additionally, the camera control button, debuted with the iPhone 16, is apparently being degraded to save costs. It may simply contain pressure sensing capability and not capacitive as well. At one point, it was even believed that Apple wanted to delete the button completely. Those are all important changes, and when combined, could equate to additional weight. Individually, they seem designed to take up less space, except than the changeable aperture, which could affect the camera lenses. Apple apparently wants to split the release of the iPhone 18 series, with the Pro versions and the much-rumored iPhone Fold arriving in September 2026. Meanwhile, the basic model could be held back for a spring 2027 release with the iPhone 18e. The selfie camera is often neglected, however it's also one of the most conspicuous. However, a fresh rumor claims this could change with the iPhone 18, but doing so could come at a bigger cost than you expect. We've seen all the major Apple launches for this year, meaning the rumor mill is now squarely focused on the iPhone 18. One such leak comes from tipster Smart Pikachu, who indicated that the materials used for the next iPhone show Apple is testing under-display 3D technology. This could suggest we could see an under-display front camera on the iPhone 18. Now, this isn't the first time we've heard of the iPhone 18 adopting this design, as it's turned up a good few times. For instance, one rumor projected that Apple was intending to include an under-display Face ID camera for the iPhone 18. According to a rumor from Bloomberg's Mark Gurman, this will allow Apple to decrease the pill cutout used for the iPhone's dynamic island. It's worth mentioning that Apple isn't the only business to consider placing the selfie camera under the main display. It makes sense on a conceptual level, since it allows the display to really shine, without a hole-punch camera disrupting the seamless impression. However, traditionally, this has resulted to a substantial decline in photo quality. For instance, Samsung unveiled an under-display camera with the Z Fold 3 back in 2021. Unfortunately, the successive cameras suffered quality-wise, so much so that Samsung has decided for a more conventional selfie camera in the Z Fold 7. That quality issue isn't unique to Samsung either. I just evaluated the Red Magic 11 Pro, and once again, the under-display camera's photos truly weren't excellent. With that being stated, it is quite plausible that Apple could make an under-display camera function. However, we can't be positive it will be a feature of the iPhone 18, as we have heard that it won't be happening until the iPhone 20. As such, we'll have to wait and see what Apple debuts with the iPhone 18 Pro next year, but we might have to wait until 2027 for the standard iPhone 18. Until then, let us know if you like an under-display camera on your phone, or do you worry that it will damage the overall selfie camera quality? So, that's all we know for now. We'll be sure to keep you updated as soon as we have more information. Thanks for watching.